Right, so for today's video, we're going to be talking about a situation where a company, or at least the founder, has recently been accused of embezzlement. Now, this situation has spewed over to social media. We'll see a TikTok video later accusing this company of owing an influencer over $50,000. And now this article has came out talking about the embezzlement stuff. It seems like a much bigger situation. Now, there's a few people you need to be aware of here. The company in question is actually 13 Lune. This is their website here. It's like a retailer that sells like products from different companies, like makeup and whatnot. This is actually the co-founder that we're going to be talking about today, MARKIE. I hope that's pronounced. But yeah, the co-founder of 13 Lune, who has been accused of embezzlement, as we'll see later. Now, the only reason I'm even aware of this is because an influencer who I'm sure a lot of you have heard of at this point, Manny MUA, his TikTok account has 1.9 million followers. He has recently made a video talking about 13 Lune. And straight away, he starts off the video by saying that he has owed over $50,000 from this company.
So 13 Lune owes me over $50,000. Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. No, I really didn't want to talk about this. This is not something I wanted to bring to the internet and actually like have a conversation about, but here we are. Because where's my money?
He then goes on to give a bit of a backstory of how he started working with the company, gives his reasons of why he wanted to work with 13 Lune.
13 Lune is actually a retailer, and they carried Lunar Beauty, which is why I'm owed, over 50K. And the reason I started working with them is because I loved that their brand mission was all about basically creating a Sephora for POC, like having predominantly POC, founders and brands inside their store that they carried. I thought that was really cool, and I felt very happy and proud to be a Latino-owned brand, family business inside a retailer like that.
Now, it's not made 100% clear in this video where the $50,000 came from and why it is owed, but from what we're hearing here, I'm assuming it's from the sales. Like, his product is being sold in the store, I'm assuming he hasn't been able to get the money from the sales for that product. Again, that's just me assuming. He's saying he's owed $50,000. It could be for something else, but that's what I took away from it. And now this is when Manny starts talking about these articles that have came out about this lawsuit that is currently happening against MARKIE for allegedly embezzling money from her company.
So recently an article came out about one of the founders, Nikeo, who alleged that they have been embezzling money from the company. This company that owes me money and a lot of other founders, I'm sure, money as well, and other brands inside that store money, who is using, apparently, this is hearsay, this is what the article is saying, big article, ink. And Miss Nikeo has been using that 13 Lune coin for Taylor Swift tickets, for fat removal, for, so many different things that a family trip that she should not be using the company's money for.
Now, we are going to take a look through the article and see what the accusations are specifically, but we can hear kind of Manny explaining what it is. Apparently, this money's being used for stuff like Taylor Swift tickets and whatnot. Money that apparently she should not be using, whether it's money from, like, investors, or it's just the fact that she owes people money. She's not giving people money, but just spending the money on stuff like concert tickets. And Manny says there's been an ongoing situation. His team have been nice about it, but obviously with this all coming out, with, like, the embezzlement accusations, he feels like he needs to call it out.
Me and my team have been professionals. We've been going the nice route this entire time, just emailing, being like, hey, you still owe us this, these POs, etc. And they're still not paying us. So, like, I'm tired of being nice. I'm done. I'm actually done with being nice. I'm actually now gonna start calling these bitches out if they keep trying me. So
now, look, I'm obviously not sure exactly what's going to happen here, right? But the fact that they're not actually paying this money, and maybe the communication be bad, there's this lawsuit that's currently happening, I would be a little worried if I was Manny, in terms of just like if the company do actually like file for bankruptcy, because we've spoke about situations like that previously, and that can of course make it a lot harder to get your money. But who knows what's going to happen, right? That is literally just an assumption. Manny then goes on to look through the article. Like I said, we will get to that in just a second, but he then goes on to give further thoughts, talking about how like she is spending money even though she owes other people money.
But the gag is that it doesn't seem like it was your money that you're spending that on. It seems like it was the company's money, the company that owes so many brands and founders so much money.
And then he ends the video by saying that he's not going to drop it, he's not going to drop the situation, and even asks like other companies if they also owed money.
13 Lune, I'm not going to drop this until I get paid what I'm owed. Over $50,000 I'm owed. And you just think you're just not gonna pay me? I'm not gonna say anything? One thing about me, I don't like to be taken advantage of. Seems like you guys are taking advantage of a lot of people. And if you're a brand in 13 Lune that still has been owed money, you should comment down below, because I would love to know which other brands are owed money from that retailer. And I think that we should continue to talk about it.
Okay, so let's take a look through this article. So this is from Inc.com, and the headline reads, 13 Lune co-founder and CEO Naoki Graiko is accused of embezzlement. A lawsuit alleges the entrepreneur spent more than $165,000 in company funds on Taylor Swift tickets, vacation, and more. So it starts off by giving a bit of a backstory. It says that Graiko founded the Los Angeles-based retail in 2020 alongside Patrick Herning. It goes on further to say Herning is reportedly no longer involved in the company. Graiko was named an Inc. Female Founders Honoree in 2023 and 2024. In the lawsuit, venture capital firm Relevance Ventures, which invested about $3 million in 13 Lune last May, outlined 17 complaints against the retailer, including misappropriating company funds, aiding and abetting securities frauds, and breaching fiduciary duty. Graiko told journalist Kirby Johnson, who first reported this story in her newsletter ahead of the curb on Tuesday, that this lawsuit is baseless. And we do in fact have a quote here from Graiko's attorney that says, "The March 2025 complaint filed against my client, Naoki Graiko, is a frivolous attempt to malign her and others. Plaintiff's allegations are focused largely on company's finances that were managed by the former CEO, Patrick Herning, whose name is notably missing from the March 2025 complaint." Okay, so it seems like they're kind of blaming the former CEO, Patrick Herning, who again, we saw earlier, apparently is no longer with the company. Ms. Graiko did not embezzle funds or commit financial fraud at 13 Lune. She strongly denies these allegations. We look forward to defeating plaintiff's defective claims at the earliest possible opportunity. Now, obviously, this is going to play out in a lawsuit, right? So we don't know exactly what's happened here, right? This might be a frivolous lawsuit, like they're mentioning. Obviously, the fact that this lawsuit has came out at the same point that, like, Manny's uploaded this video saying that he is owed $50,000 and it's been an ongoing situation, it doesn't look great. But at the end of the day, even though we're going to go into more specific details of what is mentioned in the lawsuit here, we don't know exactly what's happened. We're obviously going to get a conclusion for this eventually. We're going to see what's going to happen. But, yeah, this is what the lawsuit alleges anyways. The plaintiffs allege that Graiko embezzled at least $165,533 in company funds for personal and family expenses, spending more than $7,500 on Taylor Swift concert tickets. I mean, fuck, why are you sat on the stage? $20,000 on flights, $15,600 on a family vacation to Mexico, $13,000 on cellulitive removal treatments, $8,700 on Amazon purchases, and $6,000 on a trip to Providence, Rhode Island to celebrate her daughter's acceptance to Brown University. So basically, she spent a lot of money, which of course in a lot of cases would be fine, right? If you're spending your own money, spend it on whatever the bloody hell you want. The problem is here, apparently it's money that she wasn't supposed to be spending. When asked about this spending, Graiko told Johnson that she didn't oversee finances, financial expenses, or spending before 13 Lune's recent acquisition by SNR Capital. All charges, she said, were approved by previous management. Okay, so this recent acquisition by SNR Capital that they're talking about here, the context behind that, we can see here, it says, exclusive, SNR Capital acquires 13 Lune, and then it goes on to say that 13 Lune is under new ownership. Now, this was only posted 3 months ago, right? So this is a new acquisition. Plaintiffs also claim that 13 Lune completed this acquisition for the purposes of wiping out shareholder equity. They allege that 13 Lune's net revenue collapsed, dropping from roughly $24 million in 2023 to $7 million in 2024, which, yeah, I mean, that's a big drop. By December 2024, the company also had $5 million in debt, according to the complaint. Because of this, Graiko and other defendants sold 13 Lune through an assignment for the benefit of the creditors, ABC, which is an alternative to bankruptcy. During this process, plaintiffs allege that Graiko misrepresented a post-ABC investment opportunity in order to create a false $10 million valuation and concealed financial information from shareholders about the ABC in an effort to erase equity while defendants acquired 13 Lune's assets without any investment. So basically, 13 Lune are getting accused of a load of shady financial stuff here, right? Like allegedly creating a false $10 million valuation. It also said that they sold through an assignment for the benefit of the creditors, which is an alternative to bankruptcy. Now again, this is obviously going to be played out in court, so we're going to see exactly what the outcome is here. This is just like a complaint, right? These are accusations. We need to see what the response is like. There could be a lot more to the story, who knows, but this is interesting, right? Because, I mean, if this goes through, it does seem like the company itself would be in a lot of trouble. And I mean, from the sounds of everything that we're hearing right now, it sounds like they're already in trouble, but there could be more to the story. That's all we need to bear in mind. Graiko told Johnson that her company's recent restructuring was properly handled from a statutory manner, with a third-party fiduciary with the assets then purchased voted on by a majority vote to be able to take the company in the process by the former board and VCs. Relevance Ventures, she said, did not participate when it was given the opportunity to vote. Okay, so basically their response is saying, like, they had the opportunity to say their piece before any of this went through, and they didn't. She added, for an investor I did not know well, well to have access to bank documents and to obtain certain document that no other LP or VC of our company has ever seen to show up in a lawsuit by someone I barely know, I find shocking. It seems to me that for any management or VC not moving forward in a part of the new company comes off as sour grapes. Okay, so she's basically saying that this lawsuit is just retaliation from Relevance Ventures because they weren't happy with the way that the company was moving forward with this new acquisition. And that is kind of all we have. I mean, the article does end by saying 13 Lune did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Inc. But look, from everything we're seeing, this is a pretty big lawsuit, right? 17 complaints. We're talking a lot of money that is apparently owed to companies, a lot of money that has been spent when it shouldn't have been spent. And it seems like from everything we're seeing, even without this lawsuit, the company was already in a bit of bother financially. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how this goes because it could end really badly, realistically. Now, like I said before, the only reason I'm even aware of this is because of Manny's video, right, where he's saying he is owed $50,000. And of course, that is completely separate to this lawsuit that we're talking about here. So who knows what else might come out about this, right? There might be other companies that get involved. There might be other lawsuits. Who knows? This is all a pretty recent situation. So if you do want to see an update when we do get one, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to know your thoughts on everything that we mentioned in today's video in the comment section down below as well. And yeah, I'm going to leave the video there. So if you did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Also, Emily and I have a channel as well where we upload different types of videos like reality show reactions, gaming videos, just anything we find fun. If you're interested in that, it'll be linked in the description, and yeah, you could let me know what you think of the videos. And yeah, until the next video, I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, goodbye.